and gentlemen, welcome to the morning forum of today. First of all, I would like to thank to all of the audience who watched this video. And thank you very much for watching. Our topic for today is the 5 elements of valid contract. But first, let me introduce to all of you about our panels for today because most of them have knowledge and experiences about the topic that we will discuss. First panel, please have a pleasure to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. My name is Nazira binti Mohamad Arsad. I'm as a first panel.
Beside me is our second panel.
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. My name is Nur Shere'en Bt Shafi'ie. I'm as the second panel for today.
Thank you, Ms. Shere'en. Right on my left is our third panel.
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. My name is Nur Munirah Ahmad. I am the third panel of today.
And the last panel for today.
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. I'm Nur Irdina as a fourth panel for today.
A lot of people are involved in a contract, but does they know what is the actually meaning of the contract? And based in Malaysian Contract Act 1950, Section 2 Clause H, contract is an agreement that is enforceable by law, which means a contract is an agreement between 2 or more parties to perform a service, provide a product, or commit to an act. Therefore, a contract can be void and valid. And as our topic, we will discuss about the 5 elements of valid contract. And for further details about this topic, I would like to seek an information from the first panel, Ms. Nazira, of valid contract.
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. The first element in valid contract is acceptance. Based on Section 2, Clause B of the Contract Act 1950, provide that when the person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent thereto, the proposal has been accepted. A proposal, when accepted, becomes a promise. Other than that, Section 2, Clause C of the Contract Act 1950 refer to the person accepting the proposal as the promisee. That's all.
Thank you, Ms. Nazira. Okay, from what of Ms. Nazira have said, now we knew that acceptance is one of the elements of valid contract. Okay, my next question is for Ms. Shere'en as our second panel for today. Did you know any one elements of valid contract?
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. Based on Contract Act 1950, the second element is the consideration. The definition is consideration is when at the desire and the promise of any person that does abstain from doing abstain from a promise to do or abstain from something. Such act for abstinence or promise is called a consideration for the promise. That's all for me.
Thank you, Ms. Shere'en, for the explanation. Next, we move to our panel 3, Ms. Munirah, to share about the next elements.
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. Based on Section 2 of the Contract Act 1950, offer are when one person signifies to another his willingness to do or to abstain from doing anything with a view to obtaining the essence of that other to the act or abstinence. He is said to make a proposal. That's all.
Thank you, Ms. Munirah, for the sharing. Next, my question goes to our fourth panel, Ms. Ainn. What is the fourth element for valid contract?
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. There are many reasons that might become the element of the valid contract, which is the element of free consent. According to the Section 10 Contract Act 1950, free consent can be defined. All agreements are contract if they are made by the free consent of party competent. Moreover, in Section 14, Contract Act 1950, which is that consent is said to be free when it is not caused by 5 other elements to be void, which is first, coercion, as defined in Section 15, secondly, undue influence, as defined in Section 16, thirdly, fraud, as defined in Section 17, fourthly, mispresentation, as defined in Section 18, or lastly, mistake, subject to Section 21, 22, and 23. In Section 19, Clause 1, when consent to an agreement is caused by coercion, fraud, or mispresentation, the agreement is a contract voidable at the option of the party whose consent was so caused. That's all.
Thank you, Ms. Ainn. Okay, from what of our panels have explained, we know that acceptance, offer, consideration, and free consent is the elements of valid contract. But we need to know What is the example of cases or situation that involve in the elements? Next, my question goes to our panel 3. Ms. Munirah, can you share with us one of the cases that...
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. The cases is Ainn Credit Malaysia Sdn Bhd versus Yap Wen Fui 1984, where there was a lack of offer and acceptance. The purported hire purchase agreement was declared void ab initio. That's all.
Thank you, Ms. Munirah. Okay. My next question goes to panel 1. Ms. Nazira, explain what is the situation that caused the acceptance of contract.
Lau Brothers and Company versus China Pacific Navigation Company Limited 1965. If the parties is still negotiating, an agreement is not yet formed. Example, Azam offered to buy Zizan car for Rupees 2 lakh and Zizan accepts such an offer. Now, this has become a promise. When the proposal is accepted and it becomes withdrawn. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nazira. Next, we move to our fourth panel. Ms. Ainn, share with us the example of free consent.
Alright. According to the element of free consent, refer to the case Bala Devi versus Majumdar, 1956. An illiterate woman execute a deed of gift in favor of nephew under impression that she was executing a deed authorizing her. The evidence show that the woman never intended to execute such a deed of gift, nor was the deed ever read or explained to her. Held the deed was void and inoperative. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ainn. Thank you, Ms. Ainn. We move to our panel 2. Explain the case that affect consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. The case is Chapel and Company Limited vs Nestle Limited in 1960. The fact of the case is the promoter is sale of their chocolate bars and Nestle offer a record for a shilling and 6 pence plus 3 wafers. From 6 penny bars of chocolate, Chapel and Company brought proceeding of inhibition of copyright and Nestle offered to pay a statutory royalty based on the 1 shilling and 6 pence. They did not include the value of wafers. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Shere'en. Next, I'm giving time to our third panel, Ms. Munirah, to explain the last elements of valid contract for today.
Thank you, Ms. Sabrina. Okay, last but not least, our last element for today is capacity or age. For your information, as a general rule, a minor cannot enter a contract. Based on Section 11 of the Contract Act 1950, every person is competent to contract who is of the age of majority according to the law to which he is subject and who is of sound mind. The age of majority in Malaysia is 18 years old, but a minor can enter a contract by these 3 ways, such as necessity, scholarship, and insurance.
Okay, from what we get from our panels for today, there is 5 elements of valid contract, such as acceptance, consideration, offer, free consent, and capacity. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our forum for today, where we have shared a lot of knowledge which we don't even know before. For the last word of me, I would like to thank to all ladies and gentlemen who watched this video and also our pretty panels. A billion thanks I dedicate to everyone for cheering up this forum. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.